whenever I do a whelp, either for myself or for customers. Initially how I start off is with taking the whelping box to the mom, to the pregnant girl. So I basically get accustomed to her. I've actually done this previously by either doing the cytology, by scanning the girl to make sure she's pregnant, and then thirdly I drop off the whelping box so mom knows that I'm not a threat to her going forward for the birth. I mean, this is something that I need. There's a towel for when the puppies come out. Everything that you see on the table, I will explain to you how I use it and for what purposes. I do have a little whelping supply checklist that I swear by before I go on to any job, so that I'm not left needing something. Where do I start? Like I say, the whelping box is gone, and I get there and I'm checking over mom, basically making sure everything's okay, making sure that she is in early stage labour. And once I've confirmed early stage labour, I will then give her Breeder's Edge oral cow paste, which dissolves straight into the gums, and it gives her the calcium that she needs for a good, strong, successful whelp, really. For the contractions, keep the contractions strong, and basically keep her, you know, balanced and less aggy, where she could either attack the puppies, attack the midwoof, like me, Mr. Midwoof, attack other dogs in the premises. So calcium is, for me, it is vitally important. Like I said, I use this during the whelp, but afterwards I will then use something like Calcicare or Calo-D. There's various things. People use crushed eggshells, people use vanilla ice cream, people use cottage cheese, people use a whole concoction of potions to get the calcium into the girls. But like I say, what works for me is the Breeder's Edge oral cow, and then swap over either onto Calcicare or Calo-D. Pops her out, and what I do is, obviously I break the sack as quick as I can to expose the face so we can get some oxygen into them. Get the oxygen into them. There's various videos that I show on my YouTube channel, guys, how to get the puppies going, what techniques I use, and yeah, they're all there. Any questions, just either contact me, stanairy@icloud.com, or you can phone me direct on 44, which is our international dialing code, 07811 078229. But yeah, I'm here available 24/7 normally, helping as best I can. Puppies come out, we've got them all nice, we've got the sac broken, we've got the airways clear. Then I would basically sort out the umbilical cord, and for this I use the sterile forceps. I get the puppy's umbilical cord 1 inch away from the puppy's belly, and then I would clamp. Okay, as it's clamped, I would use now the blunt nose scissors to cut the cord. So we've now cut the cord this side. I've now got the puppy presented in front of me, and basically what I'm looking for now, guys, is for the genitalia, that the puppy has got a bum, and if the puppy hasn't got a bum, it's not a good outcome, really. Euthanasia is usually the kindest thing to do, because at this young age they can't handle an operation, basically because of the drugs needed to sedate them, and they just basically wouldn't survive. So we've checked all of that. There's a leg in each corner. I then turn the puppy round. So now I'm looking at the puppy's face and I'm looking to see if there's a cleft lip. I open the mouth up a little bit to look for a cleft palate. All good there. And finally I just rub the top of the puppy's head just to make sure that there's no hole in the top of the head like a baby would have a frontella base. If there's a hole there, invariably, depending on the breed, it would mean hydrocephalus. And again, this is treatable, but it's a specialist thing. You would need to get your girl or the boy puppy to the vets. Digital thermometer is something I always carry as well, just in case I have to tube feed the puppies. And I use 4 French feeding tubes, which are the thinnest ones that they do, which they come up a little bit like this. But again, I do a tube feeding video explaining how to do tube feeding. Tube feeding is not difficult to do, okay? But it is very, very easy to get wrong. So please watch my video, and any questions at all, if you're in any doubt, like I say, contact me. I've already given you my contact details. Please contact me, and it doesn't matter what time of day or night, I will reply to you guys, okay? This here is the aspiration bowl, which I don't use, basically because I find they take too long to clear the airways. So you're in, clear the airways. What I do is basically get the puppy to my mouth, suck to clear out the airways, and then with the towel, just wipe it away, and it's done. Get the puppy's first breath and just rub. These puppies are quite robust, okay? You can either do a little girly rub, which it doesn't do a lot, okay? Or you can give it a little bit more, as if you're trying to catch the puppy alight to get a spark to come off it, and you'll get a better response from the puppy as well. Puppies are weighed. I weigh them wet, and then I weigh them a couple of hours later when they're dry. Okay, I don't know why I do that, it's just habit, and it's what I do. I also put these puppy collars on, Whelping collars, ID, and I sort of section them off into boy collars and girl colours here, like yellow, red, white, pink, green. The boys would have the blue, black, light blue and brown. I do that for 2 things. One, to know which puppy's gaining, not gaining, and I can look at it, instantly pick it up and go, all right, and then weigh it, okay? The second thing is, I'd always like to have the collars on them for going forward, when the new owners are looking at their puppy and they're going, let's say you've got a litter of black labs. The only identifying marks to tell them apart are going to be these collars or a litter of golden retrievers, stuff like that. The forceps I use are obviously sterile ones. Everything I use is sterile, and I use Milton sterilising fluid or lotions, whatever. Here I've got my alcoholic wipes and my hand wash. That's okay for when you're handling puppies, but if ever you have to do anything internally on mom to try and get a puppy into position to move it out, I always wear my surgical gloves, just for peace of mind really, and it looks better. It really does look better. I've got my life drops for if puppy hasn't taken its first breath. There's a couple of things you can do. You can flick their nose here, just flick it. People stick a needle in there, but I'm not one for that. I'd rather just flick their nose right here, flick, to try and get the puppy to breathe. Doesn't always work, but it has worked for me previously. I also use whiskey. Right, I put a dab on, like a woman would dab the perfume, but I just dab a little bit onto the puppy's tongue, and it creates a reflex like that, like Epsom salts, but don't give the puppies Epsom salts, that's more for humans. And yeah, again, Sometimes you get a response, sometimes you don't. I never ever give up on the puppies. I've worked on puppies for 25 to 30 minutes for them to get their first breath, and yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not God, I don't claim to be. All I do is try and give them the best chance possible going forward. I like to give them puppy stim as well when they come out. If they're not instantly feeding on mum and the airways are clear and they've got a nice breathing pattern, in, out, I would put a little P shape onto my thumb and just stroke it into the puppy's mouth just to give them a boost, because sometimes mum can go into either birth mode or nursing mode. If they're going into birth mode, just move the puppies out of the way, try and get them onto the tee, but if mum doesn't want nothing to do with them, give them a little bit of puppy stim and then put them into a warm box out of the way. Everything you see on the table, guys, is what I would use. I've got my little portable scanner to make sure that mum is empty of puppies, because I mean, I've been to Whelps before and you think, alright, 3 hours, 4 hours later, yeah, nothing's happening here, and then you check here with my scanner and there's a puppy there and it's perfectly happy and it's just sitting there waiting to come out, because puppies decide when they're coming out, not mum. So I'm watching, monitoring, and then you think, yeah, there's one more to go. So what I normally do then is get mum up, get her moving a little bit. I'm not saying do a marathon with her, just take to the garden on a lead, take your towel, and if it's in the middle of the night as well, take a torch with you, because she will have them out there, and because the cervix is fully dilated now, chances are there won't be a lot of contractions, it will just sort of slip out. As she's straining to either wee or poo, they can, and it does happen where they will just fall straight out of mum. Anyway guys, I hope that was helpful, and then like I say, any questions, just phone me, contact me by email, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye bye now.